You are eager to move and feel like an athlete again, but you're afraid to because you've been given misinformation, outdated recommendations, myths, flat-out lies, all the things that we like to call the nope.
In this series, we will debunk the nope, transform it into hope, allowing you to reclaim your birthright of healthy and athletic.
Don't forget to subscribe and share so that you and your friends are not missing out on any of this content. We want you to become a lifelong athlete. Let's get to it. Hey Brandy, what's today's nope?
Whenever I do these clamshells, my hips are burning, and I've been told I have weak glutes because of it.
How many people have heard that you have weak glutes, so you have to do the clamshell, and because your hip starts burning as you're doing that clamshell, that solidifies that you indeed have weak glutes. Well, what's the hope to that? And we're gonna go to the upper body quick to show you this example. A lot of times we see this for the upper body, arm tucked in, and we're rotating out like this, and we know that we're training the rotator cuff and the posterior delt, and our shoulder starts to burn. When that happens, we don't say, oh man, my bigger muscles, my mid-trap and lower trap are burning. We say, our rotator cuff is burning because we're training our rotator cuff. The hip has its own rotator cuff. You'll see in this image here, you have to peel the glutes away, and you see these deep external rotators that have all these crazy names: obturator internus, obturator externus, gemellus superior, gemellus inferior, all these muscles that are working during a clamshell. So the hope is that when you feel that burning sensation, it does not mean you have weak glutes. It means that you are working the deep external rotators of the hip. There's a second hope to this. This is a two-part hope in this video. The second part is that if you want to get glute gains, leave the clamshells alone, because we have something better that we're going to show you in this video that is truly going to allow you to get glute gains. First one, stand up and walk. Boom, you just activated your glutes without any fancy exercises. We're going to dive into the ones that you can put into your program to get the glute gains that you want, knowing that clamshells are working those deep external rotators, and just because it burns does not mean that you have weak glutes. One of the best exercises shown by this research article here to train your glute max is a traditional step up. Why just a step up? Because the glute is a powerful hip extensor. And when Brandy's leg gets up onto the box, her hip is into flexion and she has to drive to get up into hip extension. You want further glute gains with this? Add a weight that you're doing the step up with, increase the height and increase the speed, because that glute is a powerful spurt muscle. One of the best exercises for the glute med is a side plank with top leg hip abduction. This one is a great exercise to train that frontal plane stability that the glute med provides. So we're looking at glute gains, right? It's the glute max, the glute mid, and the glute min, and we can start to work all of them with these exercises. This gets easy, you want a little bit extra. Watch this, your partner comes in, gives you a little bit of resistance down at that ankle. Go ahead, press up for that. Oh, look at that, fell out of the plank. Come on, push on up. Great exercise for glute gains in that frontal plane. Third exercise shown to be of great benefit for glute gains instead of those clamshells is a hip thrust. Brandy's doing a classic hip thrust here. Shoulders elevated, feet on the ground, squeezing those glutes coming up at the top. You want to add more to this, get some weight going across the hips using a barbell, and you can start to come up and push those knees out into external rotation, because the glute's also an external rotator with a hip extensor. Hip thrust, great exercise for those glute gains. Brandy's glutes has gotten gains from those three movements, but after that, there's the next level. There's always the next level that we can achieve. So how do you bring those glute gains to full fruition? The glutes are a power muscle. Type 2 fibers, they like to move fast. So how do we further elevate those glutes after getting a foundation of strength? Jumping and sprinting, the two best movements that you can do for the glutes.
What about RNT?
What about RNT? Adding this valgus load around the knee and pulling it in to create knee valgus, thinking that we push out because that's going to activate the glutes. Why didn't we include that? Don't you have your doctorate? Do you know anything? Why didn't we put that in there? Well, because this research here has actually shown when we add a valgus load, trying to use RNT, it actually decreased glute activation. Let that sink in for a little bit. We hope from this video that you understand better why we use clamshells, where that burning is come from, and that Brandy, we can take the nope away and move towards hope to get these glute gains.
Yeah, it's time to better understand those clamshells, get the nope out of the way, and transform it into hope. We are here to empower you to get out of the nope, replace it with hope, and help you to reclaim your birthright of healthy and athletic.
In this video, we busted some myths, updated your education, showed you some of our favorite movements, external loading, but at best, that's only half the equation. The other half is internal load, how we adapt to it. We don't just specialize in movement, but how we actually adapt to it to become lifelong athletes.
We can't wait to coach you if you're interested, so head over to hopenotnope.org and we'll see you there.